In this video, I'm going to show you how Telerik Test Studio supports Kendo UI and Angular. This is Test Studio, Telerik's automated testing tool. Easy to adopt, use, and maintain, Test Studio is the ideal tool for web developers and testers to create and execute tests for web apps. This includes apps built with popular libraries and frameworks like Twitter Bootstrap, Angular, Kendo UI, and others. Let's see how this works. This page features a grid built with Kendo UI and Angular. Here, I have bound the grid to data found in the root scope. This grid is defined by the Kendo Grid directive that ships with Kendo UI and contains a tab strip directive as well for the detailed template. Data bound to this grid is loaded from a remote location through the data source you see here, whilst data bound to the tab strip is loaded through another data source highlighted here. Both of these are exposed through the scope. Now, for this scenario, I want to author a series of tests that will validate a few things about the grid on this page. I'll start by creating a new project with the name Kendo Angular Test. Next, I'll record a new web test, which will prompt me for a browser to test against. Test Studio supports the ability to record and play back tests through all major browsers. Here, I'll enter the URL of the page I showed earlier. When I click on the Start Recording button, Test Studio will attach a test recorder window that will track the operations I perform on the page. From mouse clicks to URL changes and UI interactions, Test Studio will watch the steps I perform and record them for playback later. Let's click on the Highlight Element button in the test recorder and hover over a cell. Notice how the test recorder is able to determine what the element is and incorporates translators to provide a list of verifications and wait tasks that are relevant to the grid. Translators are extensions that open up an element to work with Test Studio. They describe a list of operations and actions that can be applied against a known element, as well as a set of verifications that can be asserted. Steps that are prefixed with the element type are exposed through a translator. For the grid, I can verify properties, add a step that will wait until a condition is true before proceeding, or extract a value from the grid that can be reused later in a test step. Let's look at another example using this same page. Hovering over this nested tab strip will reveal a set of operations that I can perform. Again, translators provide this context so you can craft more meaningful tests. That's just a quick look at Test Studio's support for Kendo UI and Angular. To find out more, please visit our website to download a free trial.